and welcome to You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. My name is Jaimelyn Gray. I am the host of this program, and we've got stuff for you today, as I hope we have stuff for you every day. But I have had a very crazy morning, so my energy's a little, and so I hope I'm not like spraying like crazy energy all over you, because that's just how I feel today. But today we have a great interview for you with a wonderful artist, Mr. Patrick Schmitz. He really is just a really great human being and somebody much beloved by the community. Just a good human. And so we've got an interview with him because he is opening a show next week, a new dark comedy that he wrote himself called The HITMAN. And so I'm very excited. Great interview to talk to him about that. But I just want to first go through some events that are happening in the communities so that you can go and check them out yourself and see some theater this weekend, or whatever it is that you need to do with your copious amounts of spare time. I hope you have lots of evening time to make some of these events happen. Yes. I do first want to say very happy opening to the children over at Next Act Theater. This is a great show, play from Lucy Kirkwood. It was a really big hit, and it's really about personal responsibility, guilt, and what we leave our young. It's an apocalyptic kind of journey, and that's gonna officially open, I believe, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow it will officially open. But they've got a couple of previews if you want to check out the previews. That's also a good opportunity to check out some fresh work. So if you want to check out the children at Next Act, that is at nextact.org is where you can find all of your ticket information and all of the goods for that. And next we have, I believe it's pronounced Rusalka, over at Milwaukee Opera Theater. They're also opening tomorrow night. This is actually a remount, and this is a collaboration with DanceWorks Milwaukee, and they did this last year. It was a big hit last year, and I heard from Joanna this morning that there are a couple shows already sold out for this thing. So they've added some extra seats. They have 2 weekends of this happening, so you can check out this journey. There's going to be singing in Czech, speaking in English, and dancing in dancing in dance. And so this is MOT's and DanceWorks' 8th collaboration, and it's just anything from Milwaukee Opera Theater is a good time, and it will stretch your brain and really give you a different perspective on what opera can be. Every single time I see an MOT show, it's so far beyond what you think opera can be, and so you should check that out. Interchange Theater is one of our improv places here in Milwaukee. They have a ton of events happening, as you can see there. They are very, very busy over at Interchange Theater. Oh, I forgot to tell you that you can go for Rusalka. You can go to MilwaukeeOperaTheatre.org to check out those tickets and more information on that, and that'll lead you to where you need to go. So that's Milwaukee Opera Theatre, TRE. Okay, let's get back to Interchange. Interchange Theater, again, the good improv-y things here. And this is in the basement-ish of the Big Red Church of the Calvary Presbyterian. I say basement-ish because it's on a hill, so you can get to their entrance, which is technically in the basement, but you can get there off of 10th Street. So it's really interesting that you can also get to the first floor then of Calvary Presbyterian on Wisconsin. So it's just it's an interesting architectural feat that they have there at Interchange and excuse me, and Calvary Presbyterian. But you want to check out these guys. Fun time. So go to Interchange Theater, that's a TER.com/events to check out what is up at the Interchange. I saw on Instagram here that Renaissance Theater Works is saying to buy theater tickets for your loved ones for Valentine's Day. Give the gift of theater for, listen, you should just give the gift of theater all the time. It's a great gift to give. It's the gift of experience. More people nowadays are more interested in the gift of experience rather than like physical gifts. And so I do think that this is one of the best things that you can give personally is the gift of theater. Renaissance does have some events coming up. They have the buyer and seller coming up, and they also have their season announcement coming up in March. And so we hope to cover that as well. But if you want to check out what's happening at the Renaissance Theater Works, you can go to rtwmke.org is where you can go and find out more information about the Renaissance Theater Works. I have it on high authority that the Constructivists started rehearsals of the Beauty Queen of Lebanon this week. Officially, we did have some couple of table work sessions and whatnot. If you don't know this play, I highly encourage you to go and see it completely without knowing anything about it. Like this is one that I would say do not do research on because it's just it's just a great story. It's just a great story of a mother and daughter really isolated and at odds with each other. And you can really understand the relationships, just the parental child relationships and particularly in adult relationships and how contentious they can get. This is Martin McDonough, so it takes it to a way different level, but all the same. So we just started rehearsals for that. If you would like to check out information about the Beauty Queen of Lebanon, you can go to theconstructivists.org to find out more information about our little play that we are putting on at the Broadway Theater Center that's going to open March 29th. We'll have people on. I'll try and get Pickering and Maya Danks there to talk about this play for you because they're smart and they know things and they're awesome. So also, I want to tell you again about the Milwaukee Theatre Alliance mixer happening at the Big Red Church. This is in the upstairs of the Big Red Church as opposed to Interchange that is in the basement of the Big Red Church. This is really just a hangout. It's really just a hangout for the theater community to, enjoy each other's company and create some community. And I hope you want to create some community with us and us with you. There's information on the website and on the Facebook page to get you to where you need to go. But this is happening next week, Tuesday, February 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. It is free. But if you can help bring brownies or whatever, or some chips or whatnot, that would be awesome as well. And do a little potlucky kind of community thing. It would be great if you could RSVP to this if you're going to come, so that we can do some name tags. I do love the name tags. I do love knowing who I am talking to. And it's helpful, for those of us who maybe can't hold on to names as well as other people might be able to. So you can go to Milwaukee Theatre Alliance.org to find out more information on that. And I hope to see you there. If you have any questions, you can email info@Maketa, MKETA, that's Milwaukee Theatre Alliance, just to let you know, info@maketa.org. And again, if you could RSVP to that would be awesome. Awesome sauce. And then most importantly, it is Black History Month. I do encourage you to do some research about Black History Month and celebrate the achievements of your fellow humans. And it's time to recognize the great achievements by all African Americans and Black persons. And this was a brainchild of a historian named Carter G. Woodson and other prominent African Americans. And so this has been celebrated since 1967. It's been, 1976. Let's read. 1976. And that was dedicated, it has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month. The website that I'm going to tell you about this week is the Association for Study of African American Life and History. It can give you a really good overview about the origins of Black History Month and Mr. Woodson and all the things that you might need to know. So you can go to asalh.org for that information. Yes, Black History Month. Association for the Study of African American Life and History. Check it out, my friends. That's what I got for events this week. If you have an event in the community or a show or whatever, talk to me about it. If you want to join the Alliance, talk to me about it. It would be great to have you on board. Great to have people on board. But for right now, let's get to that interview with a Mr. Patrick Schmitz of Schmitz and Giggles. I know I say this a lot, but I can't help it. It is one of the greatest names, using somebody's name in the history of theater making. Mr. Schmitz and Schmitz and Giggles. Come on, friends. You like that humor. So for your viewing pleasure, here is that interview, or listening pleasure, wherever you're hearing this, seeing this, Mr. Patrick Schmitz of Schmitz and Giggles. And with me today, I have a wonderful human and artist and improv guy and writer and producer and actor and all the things, Mr. Patrick Schmitz. How are you today, my good friend?
I'm great. How are you doing, Jaimelyn?
I am well-ish. Thank you so much for asking. So you have a thing that's coming up, which is why you are here today, and we have it on the background there too. The HITMAN. Is there a period? Is there literally a period in the title? The HITMAN period?
No, I just think that was put on there, which
okay.
I'm okay with. Yeah.
I'm just asking. Can you, For those who don't know you, and everybody should know you, but for those who don't know you, can you just give us a little background on yourself, my friend?
Sure. I've lived in the area my whole life. I've been writing plays. This will be my 15th play that I've written.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I've been doing a lot of writing, both comedies and dramas, mostly comedy though. My background is comedy. My training was comedy sports. Right when I moved to Milwaukee from the Heartland area, came into the Milwaukee area, started right away with comedy sports, and then I taught for First Stage Children's Theater for close to 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I've been at Brown Deer teaching theater over there for this is my 13th year at Brown Deer. So
wow.
Yeah. And doing a lot of producing within there, a lot of workshops, a lot of directing my shows, directing other shows as well, producing such events as Sketch 22. Been doing that for a good 17 years as well. So been at this for a while.
Yeah, you have.
HITMAN marks play number 15, and this is the first one that I will actually be acting in of all of my plays.
Of all the things, this is the first one. Well, where's my bell to ring? Like, congratulations. It took you a hot minute, but you made it happen.
Yeah. I would have people ask how come I don't act in my own stuff, and I never really had an answer other than I feel that wearing multiple hats is enough. However,
it is.
There's a part of me that's always wanted to get back up on the stage, and I've kind of been doing that within the last few years here because I definitely took a break for quite a while.
Yeah. How are you feeling about that decision? You feeling good about it? You feeling fulfilled? You feeling overdone, overcooked? Or
no. Spots. I think the important thing is just kind of go at my own pace. So comedy sports, a perfect example. I took a break from them for close to 15 years, and I've been back for the last 2.5 now. And it's just a weekend by weekend situation. Like when I want to, when I'm available, I do it. I put together my own shows once a month for like improv one-off shows. So just kind of going at my own pace at this point. So I think that's the secret, is not to overdo it.
Is that our prize for making it to the middle-aged area? Is that we get to like plan our schedules a little bit more? I was just talking to somebody about that today because I too am getting back up on stage after a long break, and it's like, well, I can plan my own schedule then. It's because I'm doing it within my own company. So that's my I worked hard so that I can do that, right? Yeah. That's the thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Kind of be your own boss kind of deal, and set your own schedule and work with who you want to work with. Which I think is luxury as well. So
well, talk to me a little bit about those people that you were working with on the HITMAN. You're doing that up at the Brick House, which is up on what is that, 503 Center Street or something like that?
Yep.
Something like that.
Right across from Mad Planet. Yeah.
Right across from Mad Planet. And it's a cute little space. You guys have what? So it'll be about like 30 something seats per performance or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if we wanted to, I think it seats up to 49, but when Josh Decker, the director, and I went in there and looked at the space, we thought, well, we can do 49 if we really want to cram people in. But we think just comfortably 36 was a better number. So that's kind of where we're at.
Right on.
To allow, stage and an aisle and a space for people to get to the bar, those kinds of things that you need. So we felt 36 was a better number. So it runs 2 weekends since it's more of an intimate space. We figured, because usually I just do a 1 weekend run of anything I write. So this is the first time we're doing 2 weekends since Rudolph the Pissed Off Reindeer. And that was quite a while ago. So...
Why? I mean, is there a reason why you only do 1 weekend? Because that's a lot of work for such a short little.
I don't know. I guess my thought is, especially when I first started, like start small and see how we do, and like a place like Next Act where it seats a good amount of people. I figure, well, let's do 1 weekend, and if we are if we're pushing people away, then sure, maybe next year we'll do. But I mean, we do get very close to selling out, but we are definitely not at a point where we're turning away hundreds of people, where to the point where we think maybe we should do 2 weekends next year.
Yeah, I've said the same thing. I mean, we do 3 weekends because I feel like we need the word of mouth. But like similarly, if we're selling out show after show after show after show, then maybe we'll think about adding, more time and things like that. Yeah. Oh, the life of a producer. Yeah. So where did the Hitman come from? Where is the inkling in your brain to write this particular story?
Well, I was running what were called script jams with a group of about a dozen people on a weekly basis. And sometimes we focused on monologues, sometimes we focused on directing. And so we focused on writing. We're like, why don't we just, everyone who wants to write like a 2 to 3 page 2-person scene. So I came up with, a guy who, hires a hitman and that relationship. And it became a very fun relationship with the 2 people. I'm like, this is a fun idea. I really like this. So I then wrote another 2 pages and then another 2 pages. And then I just kind of kept going. I said, I would just want to see how far I can take this with just 2 people. That was also another challenge. I'd never written a 2-person play before.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, that enough was a challenge from everything I've written in the past. And it just kind of kept snowballing. And I was like, this is a fun angle to take it. And this is, and I got to a point where I felt, okay, it's a first draft. And I showed it to Chris Good and Josh Decker, and they both kind of read it and went, this kind of feels like we need to meet these other 2 people eventually, right? Like maybe you could add another 10 pages at the end and just give us these other 2 people coming into the story, which I thought a good feedback, which is what I did. So then Beth Lewinsky and Rolly Cafaro are coming in the final 10 pages of the play. It's about a little bit over an hour, so it's a little bit, so that's kind of how it came to be.
Yay! And you've got some of the best comedic performers hanging around you, and in this little doodad. Should not say that in this play of yours. Sounded so pejorative. I should just not do that. In this awesome work of art you have some of the most funniest persons around you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate. I mean, just with the history I have in this scene of, comedy sports, First Stage, I met a lot of people through there as well. And then obviously Sketch 22 being able to open doors and bringing in new faces and new talent. So First Stage allowed me to be introduced to people who have been doing it 20 years, 30 years longer than me. And then events that I put together, I'm able to bring in new talent. And I'm the guy who's been around for 20, 30 years over them. So it's this really kind of fun world that I found myself in, and just surrounded by so much talent. So it's good.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that goes through my inbox is when you send out an email for Sketch 22 and you be like, registration is now open for Sketch 22. And I swear to God, it's like rep generals. It's like 5 minutes later and you're like, the actors are full. And then 2 minutes later, it's like, directors are full. So
yeah, it's definitely a good problem to have with that. But and it makes me a little afraid to open up for new auditions and add even more people to something that we're already, having a wait list of 10, 12, sometimes 20 people. So, but I will be holding, Beth Lewinsky and I will be holding auditions again, just for, opening up those doors to newer people and bringing people in and building the scene that much more, I guess. So.
When are those going to be?
To be determined.
Okay.
Definitely will be after the Hitman. So March, April, probably in that vein, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And then the next Sketch 22 isn't until July, because we do one in January, and then we do one in July as well. So
smart.
So
smart, you.
Fun. It's a fun day. definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why should people come and see the Hitman? Why do you think people will like this one? I mean, outside of the fact that you all are just supremely hilarious.
I mean, there's the the reason of just supporting local theater. That's one thing. Amanda and Cole own the Brick House, so they're also two artists that own the space. So not only is it that level of local artists, but also the people who owned the Brick House, Amanda and Cole. But the story itself, I just think it's a fun take on. It's very Odd Couple-ish. Somebody who's a hitman and somebody who is contemplating if this is the right thing to do, in his opinion. So a very neurotic individual, as well as somebody who's very business orientated and ready to kill the next, just looking at it as a job kind of deal. So
right on.
It's I don't know. Just the fun dynamic of that, I think, is very fun, and to watch the power moves, the status swap throughout. Somebody's first got the higher hand and the upper hand, and then the other person does one page later. So it's a fun back and forth that way too. So yeah, it's fun. It's dark comedy. So if you're coming to laugh or coming to think,
I sure love the dark comedy.
Yeah. So there's some dramatic moments, but I would say overall it leans more into comedy just because my mind can't help but go there as a writer.
You can't help but be funny.
Nah, well, just ideas come up and I'm like, I don't want to not put that in there. So yeah.
When do you guys officially open?
We open next week Thursday, so that'll be February 20th. 7:00 right at the Brick House, and the bar opens 6:00. So doors open at 6.
Sweet.
Come in, hang out, get a drink. Who will be around, just kind of hanging out before the shows. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the following weekend as well. February 27th, 28th, and then March 1st. We close the show.
Yeah. Again, very, very awesome, neat little space there on Center Street. So, and yes, absolutely go and support local artists and local art, homemade Milwaukee art. Awesome. And so people can go just to schmitzandgiggles.org. Best use of a last name ever in the history of last name using.
It was such a running joke for so long. And then when I wanted to become an LLC, I was like, well, I mean, I got the name. Yeah, might as well just make it official. So
it's almost like you were born to do it, my friend.
Yeah, it's silly. Every time people hear that name, they're like, oh, I see what you did there. That's a great name. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. So
I love it. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite things. So yeah, go to schmitzandgiggles.org for and you can go to the /events and the Hitman is right there. I have checked it out myself. I know it works. It's there. Is there anything else that you want people to know about this whole experience that they're about to have?
Not really. I just come in ready to have a good time. The show only runs a little over an hour, so
quick and funny.
Yeah, quick, funny, to the point. I feel like the story keeps moving too. That was one thing I was conscious of as writing it, of keeping it going. Not really getting to a point where it's like, geez, 2 people for about an hour. Oh, okay. And it's like, no, we keep it fresh though as it keeps going. And Chris is doing such a great job. Josh Decker, first time directing, so he's making his debut as a director. And kind of my debut of directing or acting in my own show. So, and it's our first time at the Brick House. So there's a lot of firsts that are happening, which is fun to just come and be a part of that as well. Be a part of the
Have a great run, my friend. I look forward to. I'm gonna, you know me, I'm doing my hardest to get over and support all the peoples. I will do my best to get up there at the Brick House and see everybody over there, because I love that place. I think it's so neat. But yeah, schmitzandgiggles.org and Patrick Schmitz, the one and only.
The one and only.
Thank you so much. I actually don't think you're the one and only Patrick Schmitz probably in the world, but that's. Have you Googled yourself?
I did want. No, of course I did. Everyone does, don't they? Yeah. No, there's quite a few of us out there.
Yeah. Seems to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
An Irish German name. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the Patrick Schmitz. All right. Thank you, my friend, and break legs, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Well, there you have it. What a kind, generous, lovely human that man is. Really smart, really knowledgeable about so many things, and I hope you go and see his work. He is one of the funniest people I know, and the people that he surrounds himself with are so funny as well. And so it's worth your Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night to over the next couple weeks to check that out. And as I said, the venue that they're performing in is just it's a really sweet little venue there on Center Street in Milwaukee. And so check it out, friends. But that's all we got for this week. That's the gist. And so I hope you can get out there, see some theater, maybe see you next week at the Theatre Alliance event, and hopefully we'll see you next week on You've Got a Thing.